I'm Kensani Maranele with your news updates and new headlines. Obama says North Korea will achieve nothing from rocket launch. Mbalula says the ANC must not fear youth league leaders. A search and rescue operation is underway off Blue Water Bay Beach in the Nelson Mandela Bay Metro. About 10 members of a rugby team from Port Elizabeth are reported to have got into difficulties while swimming in the turf. It appears that they were caught up in rip currents and swept out to sea. Members of the National Sea Rescue Institute have managed to pull some of them to safety, but 5 are still missing. The NSRI, assisted by lifesavers and the police, are still combing the area between the Swartkops River mouth and the port of Ngqura for any sign of those still missing. A bystander on the beach takes up the story.
About 12, the NSRI boats started arriving, helicopters flying overhead, a police vehicle on the beach. We did stop it and asked what was going on, and they said that a rugby side from one of the townships had come to celebrate a day on the beach, and that about 15 people had got into difficulty. The sea is quite rough, and 10 people got saved, 5 still missing. That's about as far as I know.
Former ANC youth leader and current sports minister Fikile Mbalula says the ANC must not fear the ANC Youth League leaders, including its expelled president Julius Malema. Mbalula says he is among the NEC members who are closely observing the party's disciplinary process against Malema, League spokesperson Floyd Shibambu, and Secretary General Sindiso Magaqa. He says they will only comment after the final appeal process whether the DC process was fair. Mbalula was speaking during the ANC centenary celebrations underway at Nkowankowa Stadium outside Tzaneen. ANC Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe will later address the rally organized by the League. United States President Barack Obama said today that North Korea, which has planned a rocket launch for next month, will achieve nothing through threats and provocations. Obama, talking on the eve of the Nuclear Security Summit in Seoul, said such a launch would increase reclusive North Korea's isolation. North Korea says the rocket will send a satellite into orbit. Inkatha Freedom Party leader Mangosuthu Buthelezi has told voters in Nongoma in northern KwaZulu-Natal that the IFP breakaway party, the National Freedom Party, will be absorbed by the ANC. He was speaking during an election campaign ahead of a by-election to take place in Nongoma this Wednesday. The NFP has formed coalition with the ANC to run 19 municipalities in KwaZulu-Natal. Buthelezi says he's angry about what he calls the ANC's plot to split the voters between the IFP and the NFP. He says with every IFP member that defects to the NFP, the ANC gains. He urged voters to vote IFP and not allow what he calls this plot to succeed in Nongoma.